Gather round, my children, for today I'm going to tell you a story about the year that changed everything for a tiny little wood shop.
Dude, this thing's kind of badass.
Run by a slightly unorthodox little woodworker. The wood glue can be used as an alternative for shampoo. Woo! This is the tale of Outer Woods. So what did things look like exactly 1 year ago? In early 2025, our little woodworker was furiously cranking out custom pieces. But despite that success, he was still living paycheck to paycheck, struggling just to pay rent. Now, of course, he had managed to amass quite the Instagram following, and that did land him one collaboration deal for $100, where he dressed up as a cockroach to sell a product, I suppose. Now, of course, the costume cost him $65, so his take-home was only $35, but it's something, right? And at the time, YouTube was even worse. He only had like 20 subscribers, 3 of which were his mother using different Gmail accounts. But importantly, he realized 3 things. Number 1, he absolutely loved making unique pieces. Number 2, he had no earthly idea how to scale the quantity of how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck the quantity of tables that he could produce. But he did know how to scale content. And number 3, oh, he absolutely loved making content. Oh, he absolutely loved making content. 2025 was about to get interesting. So he decided to turn down good-paying projects so that he could free up time to make videos for you that paid him nothing. To celebrate our first year on YouTube, let's meet our little woodworker and enjoy some of our favorite moments of mischief from 2025. And what if we could take that sick grain and wrap it around a corner? Can you even imagine what sort of accuracy, precision, attention to fine details is required to pull something off like that?
We're gonna have to find another way. Oh no! The glue comes off your hands just fine. So if you get it on there, we just gotta go. I'm really taking that one to heart. Okay! Oh, that's on there. But you gotta be gentle because there's no stop. You gotta feel it. Can ya boy feel it? Not great. Not great. Ah! Ah, stop. I think that's okay, but damn. Are there instructions in this thing or no? What do these do? I'm gonna put one on each side. Oh, that doesn't spin too well. Something tells me that should be spinning a lot faster. It could be that I bought $20 trucks. That could be it.
I'm trying to catch air, not skin cancer. I'm spitting out bars and carving all 3 dimensions because YouTube told me work on audience retention, I'll give it a go. I hope I got no rhyme. Yeah, I'm spitting this flow while we're watching this time lapse. The piece is dope, but it's all but whack. I got 14 layers in my walnut stack and it's getting organic. Don't need an angle finder because I'm grinding on this wood with this angle grinder. Good thing I didn't panic. All right, is
is day 4. I currently have 1 of 4 tables completed. Currently I have to run 6 miles, which is already probably more than I can realistically do, and I've got 3 tables left. So it's now been 15 hours since I've started working on these tables. What is that, 11 miles? Yeah, I can't run 11 miles. Alright, call it. I'm done. 4 tables. What do we got? The goal was 4 hours. We got it done in about 17. All right, 17 minus 4, that's 13. That's like a half marathon. I cannot run a half marathon. Wow, okay. Oh, 7 miles in, and I'm officially hurting. This f***ing sucks. I can't bend my right leg because it's cramping too bad. I got spittle. I really want a beer. I'm trying to think where I could get one on my way back. Oh, there's Schultz's Beer Garden. Whoa. Wow. Just gonna set this scale right here and then push myself up to see how big of a reading I can get. I need to get in character. What's going on at the dinner table? Hey, I'm gonna get a beer. You want one? 59 pounds. What happened there? I need a better motivation. No, Ma. I'll go get the pork roast. Oh, that was 100 pounds. I have to find a raccoon to feed my tortillas to. First thought, I mean, maybe I could call like a wildlife center. I was wondering if there might be any opportunities to potentially feed some raccoons that you guys have there. Thank you very much. That didn't go well. Do you have raccoons at your facility? Do you ever do any like community outreach stuff where someone could come in and feed the raccoons that you have sheltered there? Okay, my son wants to feed a raccoon, and so I'm trying to figure out where that may or may not be possible. Theoretically, would a raccoon enjoy a tortilla? Well, thank you very much. I might have to break the news to him that feeding a raccoon might not be available, but I appreciate the information. Gather round! Gather round! Can everybody see me? Can you all hear me? Excellent. Let's make this. Oh my. I might have gone a couple passes too deep. That's pretty whippy. How legendary would it be if a fish broke my pole, though? Shoot! Just have to find out. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Come on. We got some poachers in the honey hole. I got a nice-ass bass boat, and here I am with a wood pole. This is when we figure out who's stupider, me or the catfish. My money's on me. Golf club manufacturers can get away with this tricky geometry and this thin material because irons are made out of, well, polycarbonara, titanium oxalactate, which is much stronger than wood. The clubs are now done. We just gotta go to the course and have the round of my life. Oh, I need a golf bag. And next on the tee for the Chungus Invitational, playing out of his woodshop, 18-time runner-up of the Chungus Invitational, Mr. Tanner Rowley. Well, I have been issued a no photo or videography decree. However, I've only got 20 YouTube subscribers, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Looks like he's got some ramen noodles for dinner tonight. He's making a mess on the green. That's not the first time he would have done that today, though. Rowley is going to take a quick bath because this will be the only opportunity he has to clean himself this evening.
He's got it. He's clean. He's clean. That will do it for Rowley tonight.
What an adorable little idiot. You know, I once read a quote from Mother Teresa that stated, "A blind hog builds an acorn every once in a while," or something like that. Or was that Gandhi and Dwayne Johnson? Well, if the blind hog is our woodworker, then these next clips are a few of our favorite once in a whiles of him building acorns and other such wooden things.
I think the hole should go about, I don't know, right there. I cut a very, very lofted angle, and all of this goes away. Then I don't have very much material to make the hole for the shaft. Additionally, with most irons, that shaft connects by that leading blade rather than further back on the club. So I need material somewhere up here. I'm gonna try to only bring that 45-degree cut to this point right there and leave all of this material so that I have a nice, good connection point for the hole where the shaft will enter. So we have to clean this up somehow. Bam, 7-iron. I've made a circle cutting jig. And the trick is here, I put each of these massive blocks on a peg that represents the center of my circle. And that center can be moved a set distance away from the blade. But eventually, once I cut off enough corners, I can just start to turn this thing in a circle and it won't ever interfere with the blade. But you don't want to jump the gun and start spinning it before you've knocked off all the corners, because then you can start doing things like pinching your blade. And I do have a separate video on my YouTube that showcases how to make this jig and how to use it properly. Bang, we start freely spinning that thing. The cool thing about this jig is that you can change where that central peg is in relation to the blade and change the diameter of your circles with just one jig. Once we have the 14 circles, it's time to glue them together. This was definitely one of the most difficult glue ups I've ever had to do. Each glue has a different amount of time that you can work with it before it starts to set. Now this specific glue that I'm working with has a setting time of about 15 minutes. And I know this video editing makes it look as if this wasn't a long and tedious process, but I was really up against the clock trying to get this done before all my layers started setting, and I was only like halfway done with the glue up. Believe it or not, I actually did a few trial runs where I even got to the point where I was clamping the wood to make sure there was no surprises when I did it for real. Come on, glue. Be enough for this layer. Oh, you're not gonna be enough for this layer. Maybe it'll be enough for this layer? Come on, glue. Come on, glue. Holy moly, it was enough for this layer. What a roller coaster.
I think it's gonna be very good.
Yeah. Now we gotta take it to that next step where we're knocking off all of these corners and sharp edges, and we're making this piece entirely smooth, entirely continuous. Because you dump 70, 80 hours into making the entire thing, and then if you half-ass the sanding, it like falls short of the effect you're going for. This will do. Now I need to start making all the hinges that are gonna be completely out of wood. I need to make these little towers, and they'll be the exact height of both smushers on top of each other. The back ones are a little taller. I'll trace out where they're supposed to go because I have to remove that wood. So I'm gonna drop the height of the blade to the height of those towers, and then pass by pass, I'm going to remove all of the wood so that I have these nice little slots. Those slots will house the towers that make up the hinges. I need to remove a wedge of material from the bottom smusher so when the top smusher opens up, we don't have material interference.
I'm then going to drill holes in all 4 of my towers, and then I'm going to drill holes in the top smusher, and a peg goes in both of those holes to create our hinge. From a woodworking standpoint, I know it's gonna work. From a dough standpoint, pretty sure it's gonna get up into the raccoon. But yeah, from a baking standpoint, all bets are off. It's cool though, every single component in this, both the ones that are stationary and the ones that freely move, are just being held together by press fits, loose fits, and wood glue. There's no screws, there's no metal, there's no store-bought hinges. It feels old, it feels robust, it feels cool. I've actually had people in the past ask me to make custom tortilla presses for them, but I just simply cannot do it quick enough to make it worth it. Originally, I tried really hard to get the river to actually follow the grain lines of the wood, but doing it like that didn't leave enough room for those potted plants, so I made my own river. Okay, I like that. And of course, with any river, you have to have a slope to it or else the water won't flow. Now, instead of doing a generic kind of consistent downward slope, I'm actually gonna do like a cascaded tiered effect. I think that's gonna get the water to flow. It was really difficult to fit as many plants as I wanted to on the beam while also keeping the river big enough to see it. Man, that's gonna be hard. That's the deepest. Next deepest, next deepest, next deepest, next deepest. Disregard these right now. But all these different larger sections correspond with a certain depth. I just keep dropping the router bit, going to a new layer, a new depth. Then every time that I finish up routing the most recent depth, I have to redraw the border to the next depth because my router just obliterated that pencil line. I drop the bit to the next depth, then I remove that area. The result is a cascading effect where the water's actually gonna run. But just know that that channel cascades like everything else in this damn piece, and then the tube can snake through it and be concealed. I use a 2-inch drill bit. That's the smallest potted plant I could find. Water is going in. Oh! Oh my God, it's going. Oh geez. I'm trying to shake this as if I was the rocks. Let's just put in our little plants. This is great. So there you have it, my friends, a 100-year-old beam of old-growth longleaf pine. You get this sense of nature, this sense of serenity again, as if we went and we took a bit of the outdoors and we brought it inside for us to enjoy when we're sitting under a fluorescent light. Now, technically speaking, we're making something called a waterfall joint here. The purpose of this joint is to make it look like the wood grain, the wood shape, and especially the shape of that river is staying continuous over a bend. We first make a series of vertical cuts to establish where the joint's gonna be, then we're going to rotate that blade just slightly at an angle, then we're gonna come back in and we're gonna hit those pieces with the angle of the blade that we just set. When you connect those freshly cut faces that are all at that little angle, that's where the magic of the bend happens. The purpose of the tape here is to almost act like a hinge for those pieces of wood to bend around. It's also crucial to make sure that you label all of those individual pieces, because when you're putting them back together, they have to line up or else the shape of the grain, the river, and the wood's not gonna make sense. Ratchet straps here, and we will pull them. Okay. Good grief, that's a lot of glue that I used. Okay, I don't want to do it too tight. Seems to look pretty good on the other side. I'm pretty happy with this though. The glue up of that joint was the most stressful part of the project. I mean, by far the hardest part was just bringing the two massive halves together. I had to align a joint that was 12 feet long. Eventually, we got it. It was time to smush the ever-living shit out of this joint with God knows how many pounds of force and God knows how many clamps. Now, when I tell you this was one of the most satisfying things I've ever done, just look at that gap closing up. Are you serious right now? I am serious right now. You know, there's so many great moments to share from this monumental year. So during this video, we wanted to showcase 3 of our most favorite moments sprinkled in like sawdust in your shoes. To start, we'll show our 3rd favorite moment that showcases our little woodworker crafting the world's nicest tortilla press to appease the world's harshest tortilla critic. Unironically, I do think that I've made the most beautiful tortilla press that has ever existed. This one evening, there were actually a lot of raccoons who were fiending for some grub. They were jumping in and out of trash cans, they were hopping underneath the food trucks, and I remember getting pretty close to them, but I have no idea if they're still there. But that's all I got right now. I think we're gonna have to find a trash raccoon. Unfortunately, we have no raccoon sightings. I'm gonna keep that thing on me in case one pops up. I can be ready. Yeah, we need dumpsters. Kind of feel like a crocodile hunter. Cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. Dude, I think we're gonna find a raccoon. No raccoons. Been out here probably 30 minutes. Seen a rat, huge rat. I'm going in. I'm going in. He's adorable. Straight up looks like the chamber of secrets under this thing. God, I need one to be a brave little soldier and eat a tortilla. Thought I heard something rustling around. I feel like I finally understand the plight of the dude from River Monsters. He did all his homework. He knows where the fish are supposed to be. But if they ain't biting, they ain't biting. We are currently in the alleyway behind what used to be Joe's Crab Shack.
Damn, bro.
Crazy shot in the dark. Do you guys have raccoons that run around here?
We used to have more, I don't know.
So there's none running around here. We have a lot of reported raccoon activity by the brains of the operation. What is, okay. We have a raccoon. Don't you go into that drain. He went into the drain. He's coming back. He's coming back. There is a mound of cat food, and this dude's just chowing. Don't you dare go into that hole. Wrapped up. A couple tortillas. Right there, sir. Take a breath for a moment. Okay. Hey, friend. It's just one tortilla. It's just one tortilla. There you go. He took one. He ate the tortilla. He took it with his little hooves and he ran back into his hidey hole.
So did he look happy?
No, he looked really perturbed that I was coming into his storm drain. Wow. No, it's literally like they just dumped cat food here. My tortillas had no chance. Ah, yes, I love that little gremlin. And the raccoon was nice too. You know, much like seeing my famous casserole dish, the woodworker surprise, come out of the oven fully baked and delicious, our little woodworker got to see so many projects come out perfectly. Let's take a look at these clips which showcase the times when things came out well, sometimes even better than well.
All he's got to do is just make great contact with this, and he should be looking to putt. Oh, that's not bad at all. Oh, it's got a horrific bounce. Loudly here, going with the slam shaft, the jam stick, blast rod. What the devil does he call this thing? Oh, he's absolutely piped it. Brilliant shot. No, not many players on tour need to pull out a big club on a short par 3. Rowley's pulled out, I believe he calls it the Ron Weasley. Oh, that's an absolutely ripping shot.
and you see how all the colors of that ambrosia maple just pop out immediately. Bang! Look at that thing though. I don't know, I thought it was really pretty. I've never seen something like this before. I had a blast making it. Someone bought it really quickly actually, and most importantly, my mom thought it was pretty. So the project was a success. 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. I'm gonna have to get the hell out of the way if this thing starts to go. 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, 100 pounds, 110 pounds. Easy, jeez. 120? Okay. It held 120. That worked out perfectly. That's exactly 120 pounds. And the equation said, hey, try to get to 120 pounds. Because of that experiment, I feel confident that if you do the calculation, you'll get a number that you can hang your hat on.
How does she feel?
Let's get a grand reveal here. 3, 2, God, I'm really not good at timing those grand reveals. It worked both sides of my brain. At the beginning, super analytical, engineering, geometry, planning. Then at the end, once you had the general shape, the other side of your brain got to come in, the creative, artistic side, when you just got to sculpt this and shape this however you thought was most beautiful.
Yes, we're the champion of craftsmanship. Well, consider this woodworker surprised. Oh dear, I think I've overbaked this. Similarly, things were not always so effortless for our intrepid little woodworker. But I salute him for tackling such challenging projects, even the ones that didn't turn out like expected.
He's got out his Tallahassee butt wedge. He doesn't need to make this. He's got to give it a chance. Oh, bloody, he's absolutely blown it. Oh, blimey, he's hooked it. You really do hate to see this. He does not have a sand wedge. I imagine he's going to try to bank it off the rake to get it on the green. Oh, he's in an even worse position. Oh, he's in a hole. He's in a straight up hole for his 8th shot. Oh, God. It's in the same hole. Testy little shot. A lot of nerves trying to jump that, but he's going to try to put it pin high. Drop something nice and high and tight with the old butt wedge. It's gone straight in the water. Oh my. He's lost a club head. That's not good. He's down a club.
One of the hardest features of this piece was that the client wanted all of these cracks to be filled with blue resin. When I typically pour resin, I'm pouring it over a tabletop where I can just trickle it into all the cracks and gravity pulls it down. It's much harder to pour resin into a cylinder. Bang! Hot glue gun. I'm gonna try to use it to make like terraced rice paddy farms around all these cracks. So I actually thought that I had cracked the code with this idea. But as I found out, and as you will find out in just a little bit, there were some real problems that occurred because I was using this hot glue. The first of which was that it was really hard to make large enough walls that actually contain the resin. You can see when I start pouring it, that things keep leaking. It didn't really matter that I had the rice paddy farms because it just hopped over it. I had to pour so much resin and there was so much overflow, it looked like a unicorn got hit by a bus somewhere nearby here. But we just have to sand it, right? Yeah, so turns out you can't sand hot glue because when you sand things, you create heat, and heat melts hot glue. So I just got hot glue all over my sandpaper, rendering it useless. Then I had to hand chisel away all of my hot glue terraced rice paddy farms. We just gotta smush it now. The moment of truth. Might have to do like a couple smushes. I don't know what's creaking so much. There is a raccoon on here. I just can't get it to flatten more. God, that's a terrible noise, isn't it? But let's try to go cook it and see if the raccoon comes out. Yeah, I'm really smoking. There's absolutely no raccoon on that. This in the didn't quite work pile. When I smush the dough, it goes into the engraving and then I can peel the dough off and the raccoon comes out. You can see the raccoon. Can you see it in the camera? Yeah, there he is. I think this guy's the best we got. We're gonna have to roll with him. All right. Oh my God. There's literally no hope. Oh, I need to tighten the freaking trucks. Did you see how much it was leaning? I got it on factory settings right now. So I gotta customize it to my loadout, you know? Oh, jeez. Okay. Whoa. It broke. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it?
Hey, just snap.
Yeah, first go.
No.
Bummer, right? Broke it. Broke the other half. Dad, here's a crankbait. Daddy always used to tell me the litmus test for a good rig was how it can fling a crankbait. Always loved the first cast of a good old fishing trip. Shoot. Take two on casting. You gotta open up the bail with that trigger right there. You just let it fly. The spool's open now. Yep. Casting's for suckers anyway. Now what's going on here is we got one revolution of my hand crank equals one revolution of the spool. Every one crank gives me about 2.5 inches of line coming in. If you got like a 50-foot fish battle, that's a lot of cranks of the crank. Oh dear. Yes, but our whimsical little woodworker, he endured, and he fine-tuned the acceptable level of around and find out attitude that could be afforded, so that he could still manage to create some seriously elite level woodworking. In our number 2 favorite moment for this year, our little woodworker made woodworking history and set an undisputed world record. For the finish, once again, gang, absolutely no brainer here. I'm going with the Rubio Monocoat again. I am not sponsored by Rubio Monocoat, but I can't sing their praises enough. You just spread it around and then you just wipe it off. Like, you don't have to worry about streaks. The streak, that's the biggest part of it. Like polyurethane, you know how you can leave streaks? If you just wipe all this off, you don't have any streaks. It's a perfect finish every single time. We then let that bad boy cure for a few days, then it's time to get him into his new home. This is going to a magnificent ranch house out near Austin, Texas, out in the Texas Hill Country. Could not be a more beautiful property and a beautiful home. Clients were absolutely lovely throughout the entire process. At the beginning of the project, this client said, hey, we've got a magnificent ranch house out here and we need an entryway piece that's just grand. It turns heads. But they gave me the creative liberty to make a piece like this. By the end, we could not have been happier with how this thing turned out. I mean, the star of the show is unequivocally the slab of wood, but it's how we shaped that slab of wood that pulled out all the beauty possible from it. The waterfall joint was so perfect for this because it created an effect where when you walked in, you immediately saw the grain and the live edge. Then you walk up to that table and the grain just rolls over. It's continuous. It flows on to the top. And people are mesmerized by this effect. They're like, how'd you bend the wood? Did you bend the wood? And the next thing they do, they always have to feel the corner. Nah, but we were stoked about this one. And I really do think we might have gotten the longest glued up waterfall joint in the world. Really, go try to look it up. But if you're into this sort of stuff, if you like the vibe, if you like the build, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot. We got wild builds coming up next.
It is hard to imagine that builds get much more wild than that. But while setting world records, our enchanted tiny wood elf did still manage to find time to respect and celebrate the natural world that provides us with the trees and the wood that his art is made from. It reminds us that we too are a part of nature, primordial, primal, and monkey-like. These next clips showcase something in his primitive brain that recalled back to ancient times.
I don't know. I think there's something to be said about my monkey hands and my monkey brain using this tool. There's emotions behind it. There's a story behind this piece of art. You wouldn't get that with a computer. Like, I can tell you that it's my monkey hands and my monkey brain that decided, hey, I want to make sure I do that same pattern underneath the hole in that one piece of wood. And I did it the exact same way that I did the rest of this piece. But, you know, a computer wouldn't know to do that. A monkey would.
Do you know that 357 million years ago, the Brachiosaurus invented the wheel? Well, 357 million years later, in my shop, I figured out how to do that process so much quicker, and I'm going to teach you how in the next 4 minutes. Let's go.
Trust me, I've been doing this a long time, and I know it's in there. We just gotta get to it. It's kind of like if you were gonna do an archaeological dig, there's gonna be some stuff on the woolly mammoth. But if you keep getting your toothbrush and flicking away rocks, eventually you will unearth the woolly mammoth. In this, we have our woolly mammoth. And that tool right there is our toothbrush. I don't know if you can see it. That's a drum sander. Let's go. Look at this beautiful woolly mammoth. I told you it was in here. And we excavated it using our toothbrush.
Dave, why don't we start from the beginning? 13.6 billion years ago, what happened?
I think there was a real big bang, is my understanding.
And from it, we have the physics that dictates when a table topples over, correct?
Exactly, yeah, and there were a few steps in between, but I think that's ultimately where we wound up.
Look at that thing. That is a megalodon shark tooth. This bad boy's hundreds of millions of years, or maybe just a few million years, I don't know, hundreds, who knows? Sharks are older than trees, I know that. But apparently, only the sharks that were pushing like 60 feet were pumping out teeth like these. Can you imagine? That's a whopper. What if we would have hooked up with one of those with our wooden fishing pole? What a YouTube video that would have been. What I want to stress is that a megalodon shark tooth of this size and kept in this pristine condition for so many millions of years is ultra rare, and it deserves an ultra rare box to display it and protect it for the next 100 to 200 billion, 300 trillion years. The weight of the head is important. The flex of the shaft is important. When we make clubs out of wood, they're gonna feel terrible. Here's what I'm hoping. Inside of me, there are millions of years of monkey evolution built up, where we came down from the trees and we were able to pick up a random stick and use it as a tool. You didn't need hours and hours of practice with it on the range. You just picked it up and you had an innate sense of how to swing it to fend off a lion. And if you can fend off a lion with this stick that you just picked up, why not turn it? Change the plane of your swing from horizontal to a little more vertical, where now, you're hitting a golf stroke with that stick. I mean, that's just what the monkeys did. I hope I can do the same on the lynx. We can all learn something from monkeys, really. I mean, they evolved so quickly, I think, because they weren't afraid to make catastrophic mistakes. I mean, they ate so many questionable mushrooms, and they started so many questionable fires. They built so many questionable tools, but through this, they learned. In this monumental year of growth and change, for our inquisitive, pocket-sized woodsman, he needed to make mistakes, to fail spectacularly. These next clips show that for him, failing spectacularly was easy.
It turns out that this slab has a lot of internal forces going on, so it just ate my blade. It just pinched it to a halt. And if you look, I almost sterilized myself right here. But nonetheless, we're gonna keep on going. It's literally smoking every time I try to make progress. I mean, I thought the damn thing was gonna catch on fire with
Okay, this is the first test of the pitching wedge sort of golf club. Let's see how this goes. Oh. Well, that was atrocious. So the first thing about... Oh.
Huh. I don't know when this happened, but if you look at my router bit, one of the two blades exploded off while it was traveling at God knows how many RPM. So I guess theoretically that little bit of shrapnel pinged off somewhere into my shop. I think I'm okay. I do need that to carve out the battery recess. It's probably been spinning like that for a little bit now, so it can probably go a little further. Oh, I know not to do that. Pro tip for you. Don't blow into a hole that has sawdust in it and look right over that hole, because you just blow the sawdust directly into your eye. Now you're flipped upside down, aren't you? Oh, you're heavier. Okay. Oh. That was the corner. That was the corner. It is what it is. Think I can flip this on my own?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Each individual half is manageable. Together, not so much.
Ow.
Eventually, I managed to muscle it up to vertical, but that was after I forgot to turn on the brakes.
Yeah, that's a really... Oh. Oh, that hurt. Ow. That's sharp as hell. Ow. Good grief, that hurt. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. So I'm bleeding because of a splinter that I got while ripping this wood. And I'm literally, like, getting blood on the piece. So I need to tend to this. Wasted time. God, that's bad. All right, back at it. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Okay. And that was the medium height ghost. Now we'll do the short, chunky ghost. And of course, if you don't feel comfortable cutting off the corners with this small piece, just launch that thing into the woods. I mean, launch it. Yikes, I almost just died. That would have been a stupid way to break an ankle, tear an ACL. Just get all those lines out and do the same thing for the short little chunky ghost. And do watch out with this little dude. It likes to jump on you. All right, I do want to make a comment here that the table is obviously slanting this way, but I think that's more... Ah! Ah! You might be thinking after you see that handy little trick, dang, this guy's kind of an expert, but if you give me a second, you'll see me for what I really am. I had to put too much glue. Yikes. Don't do this, kids. Aside from that detail, you might also be thinking, dang, this guy's got such a command over his tools. I've never seen a table saw used in that way. He must be extremely well thought out, meticulous, and... No. Hell of a cast.
Did you get that?
I think I got that, but I may have lost the shot because, like,
Am I bleeding?
Yes, through blood, sweat, and polyurethane, he probably did learn something. My children, as we look back on all the things that our preposterous protagonist has done this year, all of the clips and the stories that you've seen now, there is one that stands out to us as our favorite amongst all the rest. In our #1 clip of Outer Woods 2025, we truly understand the meaning of give a man a fish, he eats for a day, make a man build a wooden fishing pole, he neglects the rest of his life for a week. There you go. Oh, look out, look out, look out, look out. Oh! Oh man! Oh!
It was actually working just fine. You gotta think if my reel reeled in quicker, we might have had him. That was a big whopper. Shoot, he slimed on my line. That's catfish slime right there. Unironically, that is catfish slime. But no catfish slimes on me 2 times. Gotta test the honey hole. This is when we figure out who's stupider, me or the catfish. My money's on me. Shit. Take it. I think I got a fish. I think I got a fish. No, I got him. I got him. Woo! This is the first fish I've ever caught. Not quite the catfish. I'm trying to get the thumbnail. A perch, you gotta slip them on back. You gotta talk sweetly to them, cause they'll fin you if you. What a beautiful animal. Go on, little buddy. Go on. Ooh, we got a fish on a wooden fishing pole. Let's try to get a whopper. Oh yeah. Come on. Hit it. Come on. Hit it. Oh yeah. Oh, look out. Way! God dang, what a rush. On a wooden fishing pole. See those right there? That comes back. Oh, look at it. That right there, that's from the dinosaur era. Hit the hook out, I'll feed them that last little bit of worm.
Well, there you have it, my Well, there you have it, my children. The best of Outer Woods 2025 distilled down for you. And yes, we truly have gone from 20 subscribers at the beginning of the year to nearly 9,000 now. If you've made it this far, consider liking and subscribing. Maybe we can get to 10,000. Or perhaps join us on Patreon, where you see a myriad of different things and extravagant extras and behind the scenes, or take a look at our merch store. Truly, 2025 was a year that changed everything for Outer Woods. Legit would not be doing this without you, the Outer Woods family. So here we are, sending off 2025 and looking forward to the next year, where we will have even more sawdust, videos, and Outer Woods. And as always, a very special thank you to our Patreon and YouTube supporters, especially Brooks B as an old growth supporter. We will see you next year.